Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have The Dark King by Crawford. This is book 1 of the Court and the Sea Fae series. So I came across this because I was rewatching a YouTuber book stuff that she was getting, book reviews, Chelsea Palmer, and I saw this and I was like, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet and basically get the trilogy. So I do have the other two books. So this book, as you can see the front, we have a sexy ass sea fae king here. Okay, so once I was a fae princess with sea magic at my fingertips. Now I'm a hunted supernatural in a sort of qualified shop. Stripped of my power, my only comfort are stale cookies, Elvis records, and my hula hoop, until a lethal, sexy fae king arrives and rips even those away. After the brutal king throws me in prison, I strike a bargain with him, my freedom in exchange from helping him to find a magic blade. What Leah doesn't know is that the blade might restore my stolen magic. But as we journey, the gorgeous jerk is starting to make me feel things I've never felt before. When Leah touches me, desire ignites. I see rage and passion in his eyes too. If I give in, I risk losing my chance of reclaiming my power. Even worse, I could be forfeited my life. I was like, yes, I want to know more about this book. So when I started doing this book was definitely a fast-paced book. It literally got to the plot quickly as that. There was no background to it. It was her getting hunted down, them literally hiding her and a friend that she saved when they were younger. She's a human, saved her, and straight away they're trying to kill her. She kills him, but somehow didn't die. She was like, you shot me with silver bullets. She's like, yeah, and you tried to kill me. And he was like, bitch, please, that kind of thing, you know. I was like, no. So you have sorry if I say her name wrong, Enor Dehot, a displaced and disgraced princess of the Fae Island of Wise, is captured by the god of the sea and and the Anaku, a servant of death, Lear, were immediately thrown into the trees of the Court of the Sea. Someone drowned Enor's home island. The world thinks it was her, but she knows it's differently. She doesn't know who he was. She just remembers that he was a fae, shining like a star. So Enor is living much as she has nearly 200 years since her home was destroyed and her magic stolen. Hidden underground, she has found her mission in life, protecting her innocent humans when she can. Ew. So she kills bad faes and bad supernaturals and basically sells their place on the black market, pretty much. Having a name for herself doing so. For the moment, she's protecting a girl named Gina. When Lynn comes to capture her, the only reason she agrees to go with him is that because he promises that Gina will be more than have shelter, has food, transport to school, and everything like that. And a fae can always have to keep their promises. They cannot deny them. Lynn has come to her and intends to use her as a quest. No, there's a good trope for it though, isn't it? They are tracking an enchanted and deeply magical blade, which has the power to vanquish an army of fae spirits called the Fuath. I'm sorry, I did pronounce that wrong. I do apologize, but okay. So Leah believes that these fae are coming to claim him and needs Anna to track the Athmane. Since the blade is made of bone and her people is able to listen for it, she, like a siren, has the ability to use music to enchant people. And also track, meaning she can hear the Athmane. The adventure really begins when they find themselves in Israel via a portal for which only Leah has the key to, fighting hordes of possessed fae warriors, being chased by an unknown ancient fae, and surprise foe controlling the fourth. So something's going on, like a whole mythology shit. I was like, interesting. There's so different varieties of the fae lore. It's hard to follow when the myth doesn't exactly line up with other fae lore and stuff that I read. And I was like, I'm so confused. What's going on? It's because obviously I was like, I just didn't know. But so like example, there it's not a lot of glamour glamour used, which is confusing. But it's established very briefly in the book that humans know of fae and their roles are keeping demons, goblins, and illegal magic in check. The fact that the humans know about the fae and that the fact they can lie makes them this a weird lore for me. If a fae gives in their solemn oath, then it's unbreakable. So the fae that breaks an oath will die, pretty much. That's why the king basically said he'll use his promise, his oath, and he won't break them to give Gina what she needs. But then they can otherwise lie. They also have no regard for human law. Fae law is intimate, and which exactly is Fae law is never really established clearly. So that was a little bit confused. So another problem is that this book was crammed so much into the lore, like portals to the other worlds, gods, demigods, Aphmai, Fae with wings like butterflies, immortality, magic, Fae language. It was literally a little bit difficult for me to follow and go through a lot more. And I think so. I did get confused a lot of times, and I did have to search up a few things. I will admit, yes, I had to search up a few things like, what does this mean? Because I got confused on what it really meant. The settings could also be plain much of the site, the textures and such like that. Some places are described vividly. I mean, you can smell the dungeons and rocks in the beginning. But Jerusalem, which is a significant city to say the least, is just a vague sand-coloured background, which none of the magic or violence is glamoured from the music. For the humans, oh my god, music. I don't know how big a fan I am of Stockholm Syndrome either. Fall in love, lust with customer, captor, royal. It's a little bit typical. Oh my god, I can't say it. Like, you see it's coming. But the constant action is enough to pull off the concept because they do need each other multiple times. However, I love the two people. They are amazing. Good characters, good qualities to each other. And I love how the romance do slowly go through. They have such a good sexual chemistry between each other. I don't know how much intellect chemistry they have, but it seems to be all just sex, pretty much. Which is still good because it adds to the tension. They're protective of each other. And you'll see some kind of scenes that is in your mind. You're like, oh, okay. Ooh. Because they can explain the intense attraction and they pull for each other. Which, I wish there was a little bit more character development in it, but that's fine. So I am looking forward to finding out about what's happening in the second book because we're going to find some more stuff about that one. I do want to know. So, in the end, honestly, I could not put this book down. The action is non-stop. I have to know what happens next. That's why I had to get the trilogy because everyone said you had to get the next book straight away because you want to know what the hell happened. And the way the book ended was basically, yeah. I don't know how else to say that without not getting demonetized, saying the words a lot. So, attention wrapped up pretty much in literally the last sentence. Just say that. And end up happy ever after, make little royal demon god golden babies with blue hair. What can I say? I love blue hair. It's cute. That's what I said until people go, oh yeah, I love your hair. Sonic. That's funny. Is this book going to deeply affect me? Probably not. Overall, I'm still glad I read it, and I would love anyone who hasn't read this yet to read it because it was definitely something different and something cool to read. So now I'm going to go and read the second book because I need to know more on what the hell is going to happen and to continue on when this book ended because it was up against me. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for part 2 of the book. Bye.